Hello, and welcome to another riveting episode of The Devil's Advocate. I'm your host, Mitchell Drayton, and today we're diving into a world of cinematic what-ifs. Ever watch a movie and wonder what you would do if the script were flipped? Well, now's your chance. Chime in, share your thoughts, and let's unravel those alternate realities together. Don't forget to check out the polls, drop your comments, and hit the notification bell so we can stay in touch. And let's have a fantastic time. Let's go. Welcome back, everybody. Well, I have what I believe is a good one for you today. So I was watching a movie and it just got me thinking, and I want to see or hear what other people would consider doing in this scenario. Now, the way this one starts off is, of course, you will be waking up on a ship. Now, most people would say, well, that in their head, they're probably imagining a ship at sea. For this ship, it's going to be a spaceship. So you are in the vastness of darkness, sometimes passing by twinkles of light that we call stars, but they are very far away. Now, you are one of 5,000 passengers that wakes up because of a malfunction with your pod. Now, the pod, of course, you were put into what's called a stasis or a hibernation of sorts. And you were asleep for approximately 30 years of what was supposed to be a 120-year trek from Earth to another colony. Now, as I said, your pod malfunctioned and you woke up. And it has taken you all of about 2 days to figure out that you are, no kidding, the only one of the 5,000 passengers that woke up. Now, I would say at this point, it's probably not too alarming. You know that you're awake. You know that you should not be awake, that you should still be asleep. Now, you were supposed to wake up a couple of months before landing. So for 2 days, nothing alarming. But then you do find out, because there are certain things on that ship that were supposed to welcome you, that you were supposed to be still 90 days asleep or 90 years asleep. So that's when you start to freak out. So you make your way up to the spaceship's deck where all of the navigation systems are, and you try to get in there. Well, you don't have access, and for good reason, because that's also where the crew sleeps. You try everything you can to get in here. And after about a month or two, you decide, hey, I might as well use my time elsewhere doing other things. So you play basketball, you do some running, and of course, you just eat what is the same boring food every day over the course of those months. Now, you do this for so long. Now, I will say there is a robot of sorts there that's at a bar to serve you. There are some other robots in a restaurant that will serve you. But as you know, they have those pre-recorded responses. AI could probably give you more, but the only AI that's on this spaceship is the one that's supposed to be eluding or diverting its power to what is called a force field. So that if things try to hit the ship, they break apart. Or navigating around anything that might cause harm to that ship. So, after you do this for a certain length of time, you start to mull it over. Maybe I need to wake somebody else up. Now, the first question is, you have 4,999 other people that you could possibly wake up, along with possibly 252 crew, because there's about 6 that you can't get to. They're behind the wall, and they're a part of making sure that the navigation is still working and guiding you into the new colony that you're headed to. Now, after a couple of months, I would say that you could probably keep it together. After a year, though, would you be able to continue to keep it together, or would you figure out a way to open up another pod and bring somebody else in? Somebody else you can talk to, somebody else to spend those moments with, knowing that they would also spend the rest of their life on that ship with you. Now you would take that away from them. Now that you can see how this is being done by me with the words that I'm choosing. But would you choose a companion to spend the rest of your time with? Or would you take that choice away from somebody and have them stay there with the rest of their days on that ship with you? Or could you go the rest of your time by yourself? First question, right? The second part is, if you just wait an additional year, so you waited 1 year, the question is, would you wake somebody up? Or could you wait 2 years and wait until someone else has a malfunctioning pod? But this person, when they wake up, they're part of the crew. Could you wait 2 years? Now let's think about this. Before we get on to the other questions, could you? Now, right now we're at about, I don't know, about 5 minutes. And some people may be like, oh man, I already got to work. I got to cut this podcast off. Or, you know what I'm saying? I was just listening to this in between something else. Now, this is no time whatsoever. Maybe a month is no time for you. But just imagine you're in a hotel room. So maybe around 200 to 400 square feet, like depending on what type of hotel you go to. Could you spend, and you can't come out, could you spend 4 or 5 months in that hotel room? You have a vending machine in there that's stocked enough to feed you for the next year. You have all the food and water. You have a good amount of clothing that you can pick from, right, and rotate those around. You have everything that you would need inside, the refrigeration, you know, that type of stuff. You do have some plants, so you can plant things if you'd like to. But AI, I guess, has a way to get you that food. Vending machine or AI type of food supply, but you only get the same thing every day. And if you wanted something different, you should have bought a bigger package before you went into said hotel room. Now, with that 3 to maybe 400 square feet, could you be there by yourself for a year? If you knew that there was someone else that you could wake up, could you realistically not wake that other person up to be in this hotel room with you? Now, I'm saying a hotel room, but in this spaceship, let's just imagine it's around 30,000 square feet. So it's huge, but it's still the same 30,000 square feet for 12 months, right? Think about how many days that is, how many hours that is, how many minutes. Could you do it for 2 years? So we're talking 24 months. How many days, how many hours before you met one person? Or would you wake the one person up at 1 year? Now, the other question is, we got past, if you already answered the first one, yes, you would, or no, you would not, morally, or whatever it might be. If you wait to the second year, the caveat is the person at year 2, because of the way they were woke up in their pod, they're going to die within a week. But like I said, they're part of the crew, and they have a band that's going to open up other parts of the ship that you cannot get into. So you're going to access, let's say, another 5 to 10,000 square feet of this spaceship, including the space deck where the navigation, everything else is. Would you wait 2 years for that to happen, or would you go ahead and wake somebody up at year 1? Now, some people are probably thinking, well, it does me no good to wait until the person for year 2 because they would have already, you know, we know they're going to pass away right after a week, but we will have more space to then adventure, I guess, if you want to call it that, and more space. But how long before that gets old, right? I'm just already playing devil's advocate for you, so you don't even have to. Could you possibly do it? So those 2 questions, right? You might be at work right now. Ask your coworkers, what would they do at year 1? Because you know you'd have to make that decision. Now, you're not going to know what's going to happen at year 2, but at year 1, could you do it? And then if you did know that, hey, year 2, someone was going to come along and be alive for a week, but give me more access to the ship, the navigation, everything else, you know, would you just wait for that year 2? And then if you did get access to the navigation, would you turn it around? Now, remember, you're 30, now 2 years into 120, so you got 88 more years to go. Or let's just say it. Would you try and wake up everybody to be on that ship with you, knowing that in order for this to work, if you woke up everybody, somebody's going to have to start procreating because you're not going to make it. Think about it. The youngest person on that ship is, let's say, they're 25. Do you really think they're going to make it 88 years? Someone's got to make it to this new colony. Someone's got to drive the boat, as they say. So if you wake everybody up, no one's going to be left to navigate this ship when they get about 4 months out. Everybody's either going to pass away, or the trades that they do have are going to have to be passed along. Someone's going to have to procreate in order for things to continue on going. And do you think that no one's going to ask the question, who woke us up early? Could you live with the fact that everyone may condone you? They might even come up with some type of makeshift jail for you. And they'll be like, hey, this person is going to be doomed here for the rest of their days for waking the rest of us up. So those are the questions. Wait 1 year, wake one person up, forgo that, wait to year 2, open up the rest of the ship. Or would you wake everybody up and, let the dice fall where the dice fall? Well, I appreciate you coming along for this episode. We're going to cut it here, but I'd love to hear from you. Drop your comments. Let's hear what you have to say. That wraps up this episode of The Devil's Advocate. I'm your host, Mitchell Drayton. Thanks for diving into the What If with me. Now it's your turn. Drop your thoughts, hit the polls, leave a comment, and keep the conversation going, people. Until next time, stay curious and stay questioning.